So you want to build an online teaching business, whether to leave the classroom or just have supplemental income as a teacher, but it can be super confusing. You don't know what steps to take in what order. So today I will share the 3 steps to build your 6-figure online teaching business on Outschool. Make sure to stay until the end because I'll share the most common struggles for each of these steps and strategies to get past them. I'm Gettys, a former classroom teacher and current online music studio owner and teacher coach. Make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. So the first step in the 3 steps to build your 6-figure online teaching business on Outschool is the Outschool newbie step. This is the teacher who just got started on Outschool for the first time, and your main focuses here should be doing research, creating classes, finding students, and building real relationships with those students. Let's talk about some strategies that you should implement at this step. So first of all, you of course need to find a niche that's purposeful and profitable. This should be a combination of your experience teaching and what you're passionate about, but also it needs to be what the market needs, which brings me to the second strategy I would recommend, which would be doing research. Research is so important on the Outschool platform, and it's often missed by so many teachers when they are first getting started on Outschool. You need to validate your ideas for classes, for your niche, by seeing what is and is not already doing well on the platform. You can also do research to see what's already on the platform to see how you're going to stand out, what's different about you and unique about what you are going to offer to these students and families. The next strategy is creating classes. So really experimenting here, trying out with the research that you've done in the niche that you picked out for yourself. You should create. Don't stop creating and schedule them to see which ones get the most saves, the most enrollments, and then you can lean into those classes. And finally, building relationships. Once you do gain those enrollments, it's so important to retain those students. So to get them to re-enroll, and you do that by forming a real relationship with that student as quickly as possible. I actually have an entire video that's all about tips for new Outschool teachers. So if this is the step that you're currently at, make sure to check out that video after this one. Okay, the second step in the 3 steps to build your 6-figure online teaching business on Outschool is Outschool growth. At this stage, you may have been teaching on Outschool for a while, but you really need to make this more scalable and more sustainable so that you have an income that you can rely on. Maybe you want to scale to full time, you want to leave the classroom. So let's talk about some strategies that you need to implement at this step. First of all, you can work on building a funnel in your Outschool business. This means, of course, to focus on your re-enrollment rates. So to bring new students in with classes that are really going to attract new learners. That could be a one-time class or an ongoing class or a summer camp. Then once you've worked with them, once you have to blow them away and convince them that they must stay with you forever so they will re-enroll in the rest of your classes. The next strategy I'd focus on is adding value to your classes. This means leaning into those classes that are doing the best in your class suite on the Outschool platform, the ones that get the most enrollments, the most saves, and start adding value here. So maybe giving them supplemental materials that they can use to really reinforce the concepts you're going over in class. Maybe they get some extra opportunity, but you want to figure out how you can make their experience in that class absolutely so incredibly valuable so that it stands out among all of the other classes on the platform, and you can start to raise your prices. Speaking of prices, the next strategy I would suggest focusing on is diversifying your income. So finding a balance between ongoing, where you get paid every single week, and maybe some multi-day where you get some bursts in your income every couple of months. Trying out different classes where you are going to have a steady income that you can rely on as an online teacher. And finally, I would recommend focusing on scheduling strategically. So when I say this, I mostly mean scheduling far in advance. For some of my semester-long classes, I schedule some of those 1 to 2 months to 3 months in advance. And that really can help you gain more learners early on, the ones that are really planning ahead, which will in turn fill up your classes even more and of course increase your income. If you are at this Outschool growth stage, I also have an entire video that is all about how to scale from part-time to full-time on the Outschool platform. So definitely check that video out after this one. All right, the third step in your 3 steps to build a 6-figure online teaching business on Outschool is Outschool expansion. At this stage, you have scaled to full-time, but now you're teaching as many hours as you possibly can, and you're probably a little overwhelmed with your teaching hours, with your workload. And maybe you have more demand for your classes, but you cannot meet that demand because you cannot physically teach more than you currently are. So some strategies that you can implement at this stage is to become an organization. This honestly is the only way to go when you get to this point. If you want to continue to grow, you have to start outsourcing parts of your business. So if you want to be able to offer more classes, of course, you need to bring on more teachers to take on some of your class load. Another strategy you can focus on is starting to create some more flex classes, because those can be a little bit more passive. So that can bring in some more income without necessarily having to put in a lot of hours when you're teaching them. However, of course, it takes a lot of hours to put those together. And finally, you can start building up multiple streams of income. So you can get started on another platform, maybe something like Teachers Pay Teachers. Maybe you can create your own offer off of the platform. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, or you want to start doing in-person workshops. But just remember that you really can't take on something new like this until you have done that first step of becoming an organization where you've outsourced some of your classes, you've gained back some of your time, you're not trading your time for money anymore, so you're able to take on something new. So if you're interested in that first step of becoming an organization, I have tons of videos about this. The ones that I would recommend to start with are this one, which is the pros and cons of becoming an organization on Outschool, and if it's the next right step for you, or this one, which is all about the application process on the Outschool platform for if you are applying to become an organization. So finally, let's cover some common struggles that I see other teachers go through within these 3 different steps to build your 6-figure online teaching business on Outschool. So within the Outschool newbie step, I often see that the most common struggle is giving up too early, right? Sometimes it can take a while to really get started on the Outschool platform and gain some traction there. But remember, if you keep on going, you keep doing your research, you keep creating classes, you keep scheduling them, you will see progress. It's all a matter of sticking with it and not giving up. The common struggle that I often see with the Outschool growth step is teaching too many different types of classes. So maybe you have too many classes in your class suite and you need to start focusing on which ones are doing the best, and once again, adding value to those classes, so then it becomes more manageable to start to scale to those full-time hours. And the biggest struggle that I see with the business expansion step is mindset. It's letting ourselves hold ourselves back. Maybe you're scared of giving up control in your online teaching business. Maybe you think that bringing on another teacher might actually hurt your business. You think they won't get as good of reviews as you are. But remember that giving up control there is the first step of realizing that your business is bigger than just yourself, and you can continue to grow if you start bringing on other experts and other teachers. If you need support whenever you're going through any of these 3 steps, I actually have coaching programs for each of these steps. If you are an Outschool newbie, then I would highly recommend my brand new coaching program, the Online Teacher Accelerator, where we give you the support that we need through coaching calls and the strategies that you need through video modules and workbooks. If you are at the Outschool growth stage, then I'd highly recommend signing up for a one-on-one intensive where we sit down for an hour call, and then we have a week of WhatsApp access so we can really audit your whole profile. We can think about some strategies of how to scale moving forward. And of course, if you're at the Outschool expansion stage of your Outschool business, then I highly recommend my program, Online Teacher to CEO, where we help you scale to become an organization on Outschool. You start hiring on teachers, you start gaining back ownership of your time, and you stop trading your time for money so that you can continue to expand on other platforms as well. So if you are interested in any of those programs, make sure to check out the links that are in the description box below. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. All right, if this video was helpful for you, make sure to give it a like and hit the subscription button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.